pretty faces, welcome to Emeka Gratitude's channel. If you're a new viewer to my channel, you're very much welcome. And I expect that once you watch the video in full, if you are moved to leave a comment, please do. And also do click on the subscription button somewhere. If you want to know the objective of this channel, you go to my profile page. I elaborated why I'm doing this vlog. And actually, let me just put it in a nutshell. Why I'm doing this is just to sensitize and educate people on scam activities, as well as other contents that are of general interest. Today I'm going to talk about something that I watched over the television, and I know that most of my subscribers are not Nigerians. A lot of them are from Canada, United States of America, Australia, and all that. But I have seen that a lot of them have started catching the fever of Nigerian electioneering activities. Very soon, Nigeria is going to go into what I would consider a very remarkable election that will determine the fate of that country, meaning that it will determine if that country is going to sink deep or dive deep into the present problem that is going on, the problem of restiveness, the problem of insecurity, the problem of inflection, and so many things that really characterize a failed state. So this is just an opportunity after, say, 7 months. The current bad leadership of Nigeria, they still have a remnant of, say, 7 to 8 months to really to the expiration of their tenure. So the next election will be afterwards, and there are a lot of people warming up for it. And I know why some of my viewers who are not Nigerians are very interested in it is because there are interesting political stalwarts who are really interested in this position. And one of them, one of the foremost person, I would say, is the only person that really attracts the attention of the world, the person is Peter Obi. And Peter Obi, for those people that don't know Peter Obi, he was the former governor of Anambra State. Anambra State is situated in the southeastern part of Nigeria. And actually, he performed very well. And he stood out from the rest of other leadership governors who had one case or the other with a financial crime agency in Nigeria. They call them EFCC. So he stood above board, and actually something that people are looking forward that if he is given the mandate to be the president of the country, that he will bring same leadership style to bear, that he will live above board, and he would really internalize his good leadership and help to revive or reform Nigerian economy, problem, the precarious situation in Nigeria and all that. But I just want to say something that had to do with what they did recently. They were invited by Nigerian Bar Association. I mean, these are the group that organizes everything, all the activities of lawyers. So it's more like a bigger group, an umbrella group that binds all the lawyers in Nigeria. So they invited them to really articulate their agenda, their manifestos, and all that. I keenly listened to their speeches, and I'll actually say that I'm going to score them. I'm scoring them because as a citizen, I'm a citizen of Australia, and I pay allegiance to Australia, but I also am a dual citizen of Australia and Nigeria. So I will believe that I have that mandate to say something about Nigerian governance. So let me believe that my score probably will also really align with other people's sentiments. I will start by saying that the speeches that they made, or they gave rather, to me, I feel that those speeches really have some, should I call it leakages? so to say. I mean, I'm not talking about Peter Obi himself alone or Shettima or what's this called, what was the other guy called, Atiku Abubakar. I'm talking about the speeches in its entirety. Everybody's speeches there. Everybody's speech there was more like I nodded my head. I was saying what was going on. Let me start by Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar, for some people that don't know, he is former vice president during a president that served Nigeria. I believe his name is Olusegun Obasanjo. So he was his vice president. And I will tell you that the leadership style that they demonstrated was so poorly administered, and a lot of people really had it very, very, very bad at that time. Though they also had their own good side. That was when they privatized some of the government's parastatals agencies and different things, you know. So one of the things that they did that I feel it was something good was the introduction of mobile system like telephoning and all that, which should be the trend, you know. But if you look at if you really zoom the lens or zoom this sort of will I call it S-tray on the leadership style of Atiku Abubakar, you actually point out a lot of things about him. He's the Obasanjo, who is the president that he was vice president to, or he was he deputizes, really do not trust him. He felt that Atiku Abubakar was so corrupt to the teeth, and he's done a lot of things. He's sidelined money. He's done he's siphoned a lot of money that was meant for privatization, because he was at the time delegated that role to chair the privatization of different agencies in Nigeria, which really wasn't a good thing from the analysis of a lot of people, and also his the president of the country as at then. So Atiku Abubakar speech, let me just narrow it down to what I heard. His speech was more about restructuring, and superficially, yeah, Nigeria actually needs restructuring more than ever before. However, the person saying restructuring is just regurgitating the same thing that will not really move a pin. You understand? He's only saying things that probably it's on a paper, but in the real sense of it, he has nothing to offer. So the speech really sounds to me as an empty sort of noise. And I believe that if you have that common sense, that common gumption, you believe that Atiku Abubakar has nothing to offer. And if you had to look at his age to compare it side by side with rather Atiku, what's it called? Tinubu, they are almost the same age mate. And if you could see him, he's struggling, but rather they were just pampering him health-wise. Even Atiku is still struggling. You see, when he walks to the podium, the way he does, the way he talks, the way, you will know that really age is gradually catching up with him and all that. So his speech wasn't more like, it was more like, you know, the normal verbal speech that has no anything that is substantial in it. So that is the side. And I will go on to the next person, Shettima. For Shettima, if I were to say, if we're in a very sane country, Shettima will never in any way vie for any election, even from his locality. Talk more of a national election. You understand? Having to be nominated as a deputy to what's it called? Oh, free faces. I know you guys will be wondering what's going on. I'm in a different location. In fact, I'm in my bedroom. And I'm just tired. So, and actually, I just left where I was doing the vlogging. You know, you could see the previous video and this one looks different. It's obviously different, you know, my clothes different, the location is different, just because the next door neighbor, they're just like undergoing a lot of works in their house. Probably, I don't know if it's renovation and all that. So the noise coming out from there, you could imagine I can't be doing this kind of thing there, So I took my time. I said, oh, let me just eat and just relax a little bit, then I will continue. So sorry if the first video looks different and this one is also different, but I'm just gonna continue from the line of thought. So I knew where I stopped, and if I don't get it right, please just try as much as you can to remind me, okay? But I was talking about Shettima, who oversaw the debacle of what's it called, Boko Haram, when Boko Haram really overran his state. In fact, they never took one girl, two girls, 10 girls. They took beyond 100 girls, you understand? So they abducted them, took them as sex slaves and all that. It was talk of the world. Everybody knew about it. I could remember the hashtag then. Even was Michelle Obama was the forefront of the campaign. Hashtag bring back our girls. So this is the same man, Shettima. He was the one that was the governor then. So there was indication that the man was a failed governor. Besides that, again, a lot of I won't say the tongues are wagging, but I would say that there are a lot of good resourceful information that the man is complicit to all this, because it's sort of obvious. How would you be a governor of a state? You're in charge of the place. Even if you're not directly, because the Constitution of Nigeria gave the president the overseeing power, the overarching power rather, to pilot police affairs. But the governor also have their own power. They are the chief security officer of their state. You understand? So, but the man couldn't do anything, and we could remember when there were a lot of careless statements whereby they put up defense for the terrorists. You understand? There were a lot of kickbacks behind. You understand? So even people are like pointing accusing finger that he is privy to everything that happened during the Chibok adoption, or the Chibok girls that were adopted. So, in a said country, a country like this, there's never a time Shettima will even smell any political office again. He will be in the prison, cooling off. But in Nigeria, everything goes, you understand. So he is now running mates to Tinubu, and he's warming up to become a national leader, or a vice president in a national capacity. You could imagine that. So, but that is aside. Why I'm telling you all these things, just to give you a background of what is going on. But let's talk about the speech per se, because I haven't scored all of them, because I will score them in terms of, say, 1 is probably poor, then 5 is at least moderate, okay, then 10 would be the best, the distinction, so everybody would be aiming at distinction. But let me go back to the speech of Shettima. One thing I picked up from Shettima's speech, which I keenly looked through it and read through it, through the transcript, I went through his audio. I also backtracked to some of the comments he made before time. There's one thing that stood out, and that thing is every time Shettima kept mentioning nano engineering. That is, those of you that are familiar with nano engineering, you will help me to explain that to Shettima, because I could remember when I used to have a friend then in Brisbane. We lived briefly with him. He was my friend David Braston. So he's from Canada. So he came here for his master's in University of Wollongong, but he came to Brisbane for something. So we were there for a long time. So he used to tell me about nano engineering, because that's what he was studying actually. So he was talking about nano engineering being a very broad area that encompasses a lot of engineering areas of engineering and all that. But he was even talking about molecular stuff. I wasn't so interested, but he was talking about how you could use those things to help in both in agriculture, both in biology, both in health science and all those kind of things, But at the end of the day, it seems David, he's on my phone number. He's on my phone contact rather. I believe he's now a lecturer because I've been seeing some of his articles and all that. But actually, he told me that the market or commercial viability of nanoengineering, it's very hard to attain. You could imagine Canada, Australia, United States, they find it so difficult to even attain because once you have a big idea, that's what he was telling me. You could have a big idea about nanoengineering. You can take it to you have a leap and take it to what's it called, the lab, just to bring it out as a finishing product, to bring it out to be something viable. That is very hard. It will take a longer, if not another generation, you understand, for it to make sense, And there are other fabulous areas of engineering, you understand. So I wonder why Shettima kept saying nanoengineering. And let's talk about nanoengineering for a brief. Nanoengineering in a country where there is no good educational facility. The engineering sector in some of the universities back in Nigeria is as if it's in comatose. It's like ideal. It's like idle. It's not working. It's not functioning. So where would you study nanoengineering? Where would you even implement nanoengineering? Or is he saying that he's going to go fish out some of the best brands of nanoengineers? Most of them are foreigners. I can't imagine a Nigerian going overseas to study nanoengineering. There's no relevance there, unless maybe the person is studying to work in overseas, but there's nothing that could correlate. There's no correlation between you studying nanoengineering and you working back in the country, because it has no effect. There's nothing to you. That there are no equipment, there are no tools. So this man was saying that he wasn't talking about, he was like refuting the fact that the other people were saying restructuring, that restructuring is nothing and all that. But he never knew that before you get to that nano, you have to have a restructuring, an infrastructure. You have to have something solidified, something very, very formidable before you build on nanoengineering. Because nanoengineering is not just a piece of cake. You understand? It's a mammoth stuff that demands a lot of best brands and all that. You understand? So he was talking gibberish. It was all hype. But I was so surprised that people didn't pick up that. What people picked up was that he was dressing somehow. He was dressing that he wore sneakers with suit and all. That was something that is very trivial, something that doesn't insignificant thing. That's what people are picking up, and they were laughing, making mockery of him. You understand? So I feel that that's people that I would call them, that set of people, this Shettima and his boss Tinubu. I don't think any said Nigerian should even waste their vote on them. Then thirdly, Peter Obi on his part, Peter Obi did very marvelous. People call it so eye-catching sort of thing. He spoke about a lot of things about restructuring, and he brings to bear why Nigeria is a fair state and all that. And he talked more about statistics. His speech was solely about statistics. But the problem with Peter Obi's speech is that statistics alone cannot give us the solution. So it's high time for one to turn around. It's not about talking about making a verbal speech about statistics and all that kind of thing, and you show your prowess in oratory, even if it's not oratory, but at least calling numbers and all that, without giving a headway, without giving a leeway, without giving solution. If it's not solution driven, your speech is as good as empty. So I think in that regard, Obi has a lot of work to do as well. So if I were to say, let me give them a score, I'll give them a score, like I said, 1 is poor, then 5 is moderately okay, then 10 is the best. I would say Obi got 6 over 10. Then Shettima is the poorest of all there. He got like, give him 1 because he doesn't know what he was talking about. Then I will give Atiku 2/10, because Atiku is just regurgitating the same nonsense. You understand? Because he had the opportunity to be the vice president of our country. What has he done? Or what did he do? He did nothing. You understand? He did nothing. In fact, his person, the principal, like I told you, wasn't even trusting him with anything. He didn't trust him. He was even alleging that the guy stole a lot of money. You understand? So I'm happy that the youth now, they're trying to wake up. I could see the 2 million man march in Port Harcourt, in so many places in the states in Nigeria and all that. I could see a lot of people coming out in their numbers, people spending their money just to bring this revival to bear and all that. So with that, I feel there is a hope. There is a hope, you understand? And I believe that all our good thoughts will come out to be, will actually turn to something that is very practicable. And let's keep believing, let's keep hoping, and let's keep praying as well, because we are prayerful nation. You know, we can't do without prayers as well. You know, my people are two religious people. Unlike here, where there are religious people here, but we are sort of silent here. So, but back home we are so loud about prayers and about religious things and all that. So you keep it up, and as time goes on, I will keep analyzing what I'm saying, and this is my opinion. So if you have a counter opinion, you can write it, and we can talk about it. No personal attack and all that. And as I said, please click the subscribe button, because once you click the subscribe button, you'll be the first person that will get all my preview before even, you know, you might even see me doing a one-on-one. Just kidding. Thank you very much. Okay, you take care. Cheers. Remember bless.